my channel once again. My name is Mary, and if this is your first time of joining or logging into this channel, this is my channel where I talk about education, spirituality, marriage, and many other things. So today I'm going to talk about studying abroad, and I know many of you have been asking me questions that Mary, how do we also study abroad? We know that from your experience, you've had an experience of having your master's degree and PhD degree. So today I'm here to share with you how I did it. Now, this is just an introduction to studying abroad, and I just want to give you a few basic reasons to motivate you to whet your appetite for studying abroad. Now, let's get rolling. In abroad, that each and every one of us has an opportunity to be able to study abroad, depending on how you prepare your application pack and how you choose the schools that suit you. And I must confess, of course, I am a woman of faith, and I believe that grace is also at work, and the level of grace on you can also be a factor. Notwithstanding that, I have to tell you from the start that if you do not believe that you get opportunity to study abroad, do not start the application at all, because your faith can also determine how things work for you. I believe so. If you think if you apply, you will not be chosen, I believe if you apply, you will not be chosen as well, irrespective of how good your application is. So today I'll be talking to you about the things that will whet your appetite and make you decide whether you want to study abroad or not. So one of the things I want to share with you is the fact that studying abroad needs lots of preparation. And are you prepared? Are you prepared to face a new country, to experience new cultures, and to meet new people, probably to find love, to learn new languages? Are you prepared? Are you prepared to take the risk, make financial commitment to it? Are you prepared to write the essays it comes with, statement of purpose? Are you prepared to meet supervisors and lecturers who give you recommendations, reference letters? Are you prepared to spend days or probably weeks scouting the internet to find the best school that works for you? Are you prepared to look at their requirements and make commitment to ensure that you meet those requirements? All these preparations should be the background things before you even start your application. But I also want to ask you, are you prepared to meet new people? Are you prepared to find love? Because I know, and I'm an example, that some people go outside to study and meet their love there. Are you prepared to learn new language? So when I was in Norway, I tried to learn Norwegian. When I was in UK, I tried to learn British Sign Language. Probably you might not need a new language where you are, especially if you are an English speaker and you go to a country where English is dominant, like a Ghanaian traveling to UK. But if you move to a new country, Germany, where learning a language is a mandatory aspect of your studies, are you prepared? Or even if learning a new language is not mandatory, like studying in Norway, are you prepared to assimilate into the culture? Studying abroad is more than earning a degree or a diploma and gaining recognition. It opens a whole new world to you, and you just don't finish your studies as a scholar. You finish your studies as an ambassador to your nation, where you represent your country. The people, the academics, the people you meet will be able to determine the nature of the people in your country by how you react. And I'm telling you this because I've encountered a lot of people who have different perception about people from Ghana because of how other people from Ghana have treated them. So as you are traveling, make sure that you are also psyching your mind that I'm going to be an ambassador for my country. Are you prepared? Are you prepared to represent your nation very, very well? Studying abroad challenges your worldview. You don't see things as people who live in one particular community, one particular village perceive things. It gives you a wider perspective about life. It challenges how you think about things. It challenges your stethoscopes. It challenges your stereotypes, and some might not meet your beliefs, some might not meet your religion. But are you prepared that you will agree to disagree? These are things that you should also take into consideration, that where you are going, people might not necessarily think like the way you think. People might not necessarily dress like the way you dress. People might not necessarily address people like the way you address. So the first cultural shock I had when I moved to Norway in 2013 was the fact that we had to address our professors by their first name. I just couldn't believe it. But this changes your view, your perception. You think, oh, he's a professor, I have to address him as professor, so and so. But studying in Norway, studying in UK, and now in Canada with my husband who's studying here, I realized that the term professor and doctor is actually a title, but in students, it's a personal communication with their lecturers. It's hard for most lecturers do not want to be called professor. They want to be addressed as their first name. But coming from Ghana, I know how expensive it is to be called a doctor or a professor, and you don't go around calling lecturers by their first name. It's not that they are pompous, that's our culture. So studying abroad, one of the things it does is changes your worldview, your perception, your outlook towards life. And for some people, it will mean moving out of your comfort zone, working at 2 or 3 jobs in the heat and in the cold. For some of you, whenever it rains a little, you just put your blanket around yourself and it's sleep time. And believe you me, if you travel to the West, it doesn't happen that way, especially in very cold countries where people have adjusted to the cold and they have mechanisms and tools to ensure that the snow, the ice, the frost is taken as and when it comes. You cannot say, I can't go to work, I can't go to school because it's snowing. Or if you are financing your study, you might have to find a job, 2 or even 3, to be able to take care of your living expenses and your school fees if you are paying your school fees as well. You do not do 2 or 3 jobs in your own countries. For most people, 1 job is enough to take care of them. But moving outside demands moving out of your comfort zone. Even sponsored students sometimes go the extra mile or getting other part-time jobs to be able to remit people home. If you are coming from some part of the world, remittance is very important. Not necessarily your family, friends and people who hear that you are abroad will be calling you, I need money, and you might want to be helping as much as you can. They do not know that you are crossing the rivers and the snow just to work so that you'll be able to help them. So it helps you to move out of your comfort zone. If you are lazy and you are living outside Ghana, you might end up being homeless in the street because the weather condition, the living condition demands that even husband and wife both will have to be engaged in something. You have lots of bills to pay. So you have to move out of your comfort zone. Being international broadens your horizon. It gives you a broader view. You don't just see things in your myopic comfort zone. You see things very wide. And one of the things I always tell people is the fact that you realize that you are not alone whenever you feel that certain things are not working in your life, you feel I'm stressed. You hear the proper use of stress. It's when I traveled outside that I heard people talking about my mental health. In Ghana, you don't even talk about in fact, the mere fact of talking about mental health, people think of the psychiatric hospital. But I came to Europe and I realized, okay, we could actually have problems with our mental health, and doesn't mean you are going crazy. It broadens your horizon. You are not a typical person who knows just 1 or 2 things. It gives you exposure. It exposes you to other things. It leads you to experience other things outside your horizon.
T-minus 10,
A new
9,
opportunity.
8,
You can even be working
7,
for NASA.
6,
See you
5,
flying.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis. Mission to build, resupply, and to do research on the International Space Station.
Houston now controlling. Atlantis begins its penultimate journey to shore up the International Space Station. Atlantis.
Oh yeah, that's what studying abroad can do. It can take you to Mars. It can take you to the moon. Okay, that's just by the way, but it gives you new opportunities. For some people, there are some jobs, some careers you want to do that training for it is not even done in your home country. So studying abroad helps you to stand out of the lot. It makes you outstanding. And for some people, studying abroad means opening the door to their new homes, because I've lived in Norway, UK, Canada, and I've seen people migrating to a new country for education and after school deciding to make that place their new home. You do not know the vast opportunities studying abroad offers. Sometimes a job opportunity will open up at where you might want to stay there, or the environment itself might want you to stay there. So studying abroad can open a door for a new home. It's a new way to migrate from your country to any other place. But I always tell people, do not go to school with the mindset of I want to just come here and to make my abode there. You might be working so hard to raise money for living expenses that you might not even concentrate on your studies. And what you need is that qualification to land you a good job. If not, you'll be sweeping, you'll be mopping, you'll be doing all the basic jobs for the rest of your stay in that foreign land. So it's good to make that place your new home, but it's also best to concentrate on your studies so that at the end of the day, your job will meet your qualification. You meet people from new cultures, people from Asia, from Africa, from Europe, from America, from Australia, all studying in one class. You learn from them and you are also able to share your culture with them. It's one of the best opportunities to agree to disagree. And it's quite hard for people when they have specific cultures and they think yes is the best. But when you travel outside, you meet people, you learn from them. You are also able to share your cultures with them. It's a very new experience, and I really personally I enjoyed it, meeting people from different parts of the world and having conversations with them, changing my perspective. For there are some cultures you think you have a stereotype about them, but until you meet people from that culture and you have encounter with them, you might not know the real them or the actual things that go on in those particular cultures. And for most people, studying abroad means creating new families. Some people meet their spouses during the time of their studies. Personally, I met also my connection with my husband was as a result of doing my master's in Norway. I don't know how I would have met him if I hadn't gone to Norway to do my studies. Probably would have been a miracle. Maybe God would have connected us in any way. But doing my master's in Norway was a perfect opportunity for us to be connected. People move outside, and the unmarried ones probably find their spouses, their husbands, their wives. So it's an opportunity to meet the love of your life somewhere in another country, in another continent. But hey, I've been telling you all this and you think like it's all rosy. Okay, I want to study abroad. I want to move to a new home. I want to start a new family, and I want to be challenged out of my comfort zone. I want to take new opportunities. It all begins by planning, and you have to plan very, very well. And the planning sometimes will have to take several months to be able to commit to it. And sometimes there is a huge financial commitment, because going to school outside doesn't mean you have scholarship. Not everybody studying outside gets financial bursaries or scholarships. Sometimes you have to commit to it financially. At other times, you might be blessed enough to get sponsorship, but not having sponsorship doesn't hinder you from studying abroad. That is why you need to plan. You need to know the courses to do. You need to know the countries to go. You need to know where to go so that your financial preparation can meet the demand of that particular country. There are countries that have no tuition fee, but you have to still provide financial support for your living expenses. All these things you need to take into consideration as you plan for your studies. And that is why in this series, I plan to share with you the steps you need to take while you are preparing, from choosing the right school, choosing the nation that will best meet your demand, choosing the right courses, to the actual application, like filling the online application form, writing the statement of purpose, writing if you are supposed to provide proof of academic research work, getting references from supervisors, and it's a whole lot of commitment involved. So I hope to see you in the next video where we take step-by-step approach in studying how to plan your study abroad. Once again, it's your sister, your friend, Mary. And if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And if you need somebody who this information might be needful, I think you should tell them to subscribe.